By now, Realme has already laid down the foundation of what the Realme 7 series is all about. Some of you have already realized that it isn't exactly positioned as the upgrade from Realme 6 because it's set to actually replace the Realme 5 series. A few weeks ago, we talked about the Realme 7 Pro, a smartphone with 6,000 mAh battery and AMOLED display. These features are actually responses to the overwhelming request of a lot of consumers, especially the Realme 5 users. Eamon and I also talked about Realme 7, which is really made for gamers who want to be able to play games without worrying about battery life. Now, how about this one? This is what we're actually going to uncover in today's video. This is the Realme 7i. It looks really good, especially in this stylish Aurora green colorway. The design is inspired by mirror space in nature, and yes, the garden behind me perfectly fits the design inspiration of this device, and I can't wait to show you around later. Back to the design, you can see that its backplate has two color tones and made to be so reflective like a mirror. I'm very sure that Realme will have a lot of things to say about its design this October 21 at 6 p.m. when they launch this officially via livestream. Apart from design, there are two things that clearly define the Realme 7i: camera and battery life. I'll get into these things later, but I find it very interesting to find other features that make this phone a solid option, especially if you're looking for a replacement to your Realme 5 or other mid-range smartphones. I'll talk about this in a little bit. Now, let's talk about its camera. The Realme 7i's main camera is a 64 megapixel with 26mm wide configuration. It also has an 8 megapixel f2.3 ultra-wide lens with 16mm equivalent. It also has a 2 megapixel f2.4 macro lens and 2 megapixel f2.4 depth sensor. You can take HDR photos along with other cool features, which I will show you later in my sample photos. Its front camera, on the other hand, is a 16 megapixel f2.1 with 26mm configuration. You can also take HDR photos with the front camera, so your phones will turn out okay when you have a well-lit or scenic background. If you are into taking videos, both cameras can shoot at 1080p at 30 fps. You can also shoot at 720p at 60 fps with its rear camera. It also has gyro EIS, so you won't have any problems with light camera shakes while shooting a video. I know you want me to take some photos, so here you go. In this first set of photos you're seeing, I only used the available features, effects, and filters of its native camera app. No third-party apps were used to post-process these photos. Filters found on Realme 7 Pro and Realme 7 like Cyberpunk, Modern Gold, and Flamingo are here too. Now, since my dad is a certified plantito or plan lolo, here are extra sample photos of his little garden here in Cabanatuan City. Now, how about videos? Here are some sample videos I took using the smartphone. This is a sample video recording using the Realme 7i. I'm with my dog, and yeah, we're having a good time here in the province. That's Paco right there. Say hello. Oh, what? Don't kiss me. Don't kiss me. This is a sample video recording using the Realme 7i. As you can see, I'm shooting at 1080p, 30 frames per second. There's an option to shoot at 720p, 60 frames per second, but it's only available for the front-facing camera. Now, this is a sample video recording using the rear-facing camera of the Realme 7i. Now, there is image stabilization and video stabilization at 30 FPS, which means that you can shoot videos even if you don't have a gimbal. It's pretty cool. Now you can also shoot at 720p 60 FPS. As you can see right now, this is a sample of that. Colors are actually still very accurate despite the resolution that I picked. EIF or stabilization is still present while shooting at 720p 60 FPS. I know some of you love post-processing photos. I use the Realme 7i to shoot these photos and post-process it using apps like Pixaloop and QuickShot. You may need subscription to use its premium effects. The Realme 7i isn't just all about its cameras. It also has a 5000 mAh battery which should last for more than 10 hours in a single charge. It's also worth noting that Realme also included an 18 watts quick charger inside the box, so you won't have any issues without charging compatibility. We still need to benchmark this though, so be sure to check it out on my full review pretty soon. Perhaps another important feature that I should not miss saying is what actually powers this smartphone. This is rocking a Qualcomm Snapdragon 662 with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage. This means that you can play Wild Rift, Mobile Legends, Call of Duty Mobile, and Genshin Impact at acceptable to good frame rate. As usual, benchmarks will be posted in our full review. For now, I won't give any verdict or conclusion. I am saving those details for my full review. I don't usually post video reviews, but you can check out my written comprehensive reviews at gadgetpilipinas.net. Now, what do you guys think? I'm interested to know your thoughts on this smartphone. Let us know in the comment section if you find the Realme 7i interesting. This has been Gian of Gadget Pilipinas, and in case you haven't subscribed, I would definitely appreciate it if you can click that subscribe button. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you, and see you soon.